I hereby summon all my imps. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. Well, we're going to go over every single class today that is coming out in March of the Lich King. I'm going to do each class from the 10th worst card to the first best card. Please remember that these are my opinions only. Do not do anything based on what I'm doing. So the first one up, what we're going to be doing is Death Knight. And Death Knight, oh man, is there a huge, big giant asterisk on this particular one. Because until I can play some Death Knight and actually feel how it's going, I could be completely wrong on every single Death Knight card that I'm about to say on here. This is just where I feel they are at this point. And this is how I feel that they are from the worst one to get in Death Knight from packs you open to the best one that you can get in Death Knight for packs you open. So let's start with number 10. Number 10 for us is going to be the Meat Grinder. Meat Grinder is a 3-mana, 1 green rune, 3/4 mech that says battle cry, shred a minion in your deck, gain 3 corpses. The problem with this is that there's going to be times where you grab something big and you're going to be incredibly sad that you lose a key piece of your combo. A 3/4 for 3 isn't really worth playing. Right now, Death Knights don't have any mech synergies because they just came out. And getting 3 corpses, you can almost play something better just to get 3 corpses. I mean, if you're looking for something that's just going to get you 3 corpses, you can literally just, play a minion that summons you 3 corpses. There's neutral minions that'll do that for you. I mean, one of the cards that can do that for you is going to be Piranha Swarmer. Piranha Swarmer is a better option than this card. You lose 1 whole defense on this, plus the fact that the second one and the third one are going to have more attack. And you can flex in the Piranha Swarmer. So, you can literally play a Piranha Swarmer over this and have a better option. And not have to worry about losing a card. So, I mean, when a card is worse than Piranha Swarmer, I'm not sure what to tell you. Number 9 for us is going to be open. There we go. Corpse Explosion. Now, Corpse Explosion is a 5-mana shadow spell for Death Knights that requires 2 red runes, and basically what it says is designate a corpse to deal 1 damage to all minions. If any are alive, repeat this. This is going to be a 5-mana, basically clear off a board in most situations, because if anything's alive, this will keep going until you run out of corpses. This is going to drain your corpse pile for sure. If you're at a point where this isn't draining your corpse pile, I mean, you're either playing something that really doesn't matter, or you don't have enough on the board, and then that's a waste of 5. You're basically trying to almost play this like a twisting number. You're giving up corpses for that. The problem is that even by turn 5, you can have something that's a 6, that's a 7, and you might not have 7 corpses in your pile at that point. So you might kill a whole bunch of stuff on your side and not kill the one thing on their side that you're looking for. Next up for us is going to be number 8. Number 8 on our side is going to be up here, which is the legendary for Death Knight, at least one of the legendaries, which is the Alex. Alex is a 7-mana, 7/7 undead that says battle cry for the rest of the game, deal 3 damage to your opponent at the end of each turn. The problem with this one is you have to dedicate yourself 100% to blood because of the fact of it requiring 3 blood gems. And it's a turn 7 that's not really winning you a game. It's putting a clock on your opponent, that's for sure, by doing the 3 damage. But on turn 7, you gotta be throwing down stuff that's gonna win you games. And I'm just not sure your opponent taking 3 per turn is going to win you a game if you're already behind. I mean, if you're ahead, if you're already winning, this can be like a final nail in the coffin when you play this. If you get this to sneak out or get this to cheat out somehow, then yeah, sure, you put your opponent on the clock. But, other than that, this really isn't doing a lot on turn 7. This is basically half of a fireball on turn 7 to your opponent, and then you have a 7/7 on the board. If your opponent's coming back at you, this isn't going to win you the game. It's going to help you win the game if you're already ahead. If you can stall out, if you can hang on, then you're fine. Next up for us is number 7. Number 7 on our list is the Bone Guard. The Bone Guard Commander is a 8/8 taunt that has Battlecry rise up to 6 corpses as 1/2 risen footmen with taunt. Now, in case anybody forgot, the corpses themselves that you get back from this won't put more corpses in your pile. The problem with this one is not the fact that it's blood. It's the fact that, again, you're playing this on turn 8, and you're putting up a wall, sure. But on turn 8, are you trying to defend yourself? Are you trying to win? Also, this is, again, going to run your corpses light. And if your opponent can get rid of all the taunts other than the 8/8, yeah, you have an 8/8 that came out on the board. But you also now wasted 7 corpses in your pile. I mean, is this where you want to waste 7 corpses, assuming that you have 7 corpses in your pile? Dealing 2 on turn 9 is not hard for your opponent to do. Dealing an AoE 2, I should say. I mean, by the time turn 8 comes around, this is a wall, but do you care that you have a wall? Number 6 for us is going to be the Necrotic Monarch. Necrotic Monarch is a 2/3 that requires 2 green runes. It says, Battlecry, if a friendly undead died after your last turn, discover an unholy rune card. This card's not the worst in the world because of the fact that with how I originally thought this card worked, is that the undead had to die in between when your turn ended and your turn began. Now I found out through how this is coded that the undead can die on your turn or between when your turn ended and your turn began. when you have a small pool, which Death Knight's going to have at this particular point, getting anything that gets you any kind of discover is going to be interesting. It's going to be good for your deck. There's only so many stuff that has on holy runes at this point. And the fact that it can't count itself even means there's even less stuff that has on holy runes. So, I mean, this card's not bad, but it's just the 2-3 stats, and you have to have an undead die, the turn, makes it a little awkward. I mean, your pure power helps you out with this particular one. But you want to spend 4 just to discover one card. And deal 1 damage, Because your hero power is going to deal 1 damage either to an opponent or to a minion. Next up, we're getting into number 5. Number 5 for us is going to be the Acolyte of Death. Acolyte of Death is a 3 mana, 1 frost, no tribe card, just a neutral card, or no tribe card, I should say. It says, after a friendly undead dies, draw a card. This is going to be your draw engine. Worst case scenario, you're spending 5 to draw a card. As far as I can see, this is Death Knight's one of their only ways to draw without just going straight into neutral. If you got a board of anything, drawing 2 is worth this. Drawing 3. If you got 3 other undeads on the board, I mean, this pays for itself. This is, even if you just have 2 undeads on the board when you play this down, you're basically playing an arcane intellect again, with getting a 3/4 as a boon. So, it doesn't seem like it's a lot, but when you have very few ways to draw, the little draw that you have makes a big difference. Next up for us, we're getting into number 4. Number 4 for us is going to be the other triple blood card, which is Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer says destroy all other minions, gain 1 corpse for each enemy destroyed. It's a Twisting Nether, which you would play on 8 a lot of times. That, you get a +5/+5, and to play Twisting Nether, you're fine. I mean, if you ever played Warlock, you'll play Twisting Nether straight on 8. If you've ever played Warrior, and you get a Brawl, this is basically a Brawl that doesn't lose. Yeah, you lose all the rest of your stuff, but you get corpses off of all the stuff that was on your side of the board, plus you get corpses for everything that your opponent had. So this is going to be a corpse builder. The only problem with it is triple blood. You're really kind of dedicating yourself to this, and 8, isn't the easiest thing in the world, but I've seen people play Twisting Nethers on 8 all the time and not cry about it. Except for me crying that they played it. Next up for us is going to be number 3, so this is the bronze. Number 3 for us is going to be the Soulbreaker. Soulbreaker is a 3 mana weapon that requires 1 blood. That basically has 3 attack and 2 defense. After your hero attacks and kills a minion, gain 2 corpses. It's not hard to throw into a deck. It's going to give you some of that early game that you need. This is almost a fiery wind axe, but you know, just one more mana, and just having some early game pressure, some early game sitting there going, hey, you know, I've got a weapon here. Plus, if you are playing a combination of the Soulbreaker and the Death Knight weapon, you can break your actual legendary Death Knight weapon that everybody gets because it's neutral, and you can get all the souls that were captured in there. What is that one called? Hang on. Frostmourne. So this can easily break your Frostmourne, and when you break your Frostmourne, you'll be happy if you got any souls captured in it. You might just throw this on just to break a Frostmourne at certain points. Next up for us, it's going to be our Silver Star, or our Silver Placeholder. Silver Metal. Come on. Which is going to be number 2. Number 2 for us is the other legendary, the Bright Fang. The Blight Fang. Blight Fang is a 3-mana, 1 Unholy Rune, 3/3 beast that says, infect all enemy minions when they die. Summon a 2/2 zombie with taunt. If you're playing against aggressive and your aggressive goes with a wide board, you can play this down, and then if you can clean off their board, you just get taunts, and that's going to help you down. And even if you can just trade into one, you know, that first trade in gets you a 2/2 with taunt. And they might have to trade another minion in to get through that 2/2, and if that 2/2 kills them, then they get another 2/2. You can basically turn your entire opponent's side into taunts for yourself, a wall. The only problem with this one is the fact that as the game goes further and further, this gets weaker and weaker. So if your opponent's playing big stuff, it doesn't care if their opponent's playing wide. But if the early aggro game is where this card comes in really handy. And then the number 1 card for us is going to be the other Triple Blood. Vampiric Blood. I think Vampiric Blood is going to be what makes blood decks work. You're going to see Vampiric Blood decks that play Sardanafrius, and that play the 40 health for you. 40 cards, 40 health. What is he called? Oh, 1 second. Prince Renethal. So you're going to see Prince Renethal decks that run Vampiric Blood. You're going to see Vampiric Blood, Prince Renethal decks all over the place, so that they can go all the way up to 50. So you're going to see, you know, people who have 50 health at times. And that's even if you don't have any corpses. And if you have the corpses, you're going to go up to 60. You know, you think it's hard to get through 30 health. Well, now here's somebody who's going to have 60 health. I mean, the only problem with this is that you do have to go Triple Blood, but if this might be the card that makes Triple Blood actually run itself. You might play triple blood just to play the vampiric blood. It's that kind of annoyingly good card. Those are the ones that are coming up for Demon Hunter. Sorry, for Death Knight. We're going to be doing Demon Hunter in just a second here. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, remember, play for fun.